Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Non-technical usage, a tiny piece of anything. A body having finite mass and internal structure but negligible dimensions. A function word that can be used in English to form phrasal verbs. Non-technical usage, a tiny piece of anything. Physics and chemistry, the smallest component of an element having the chemical properties of the element. Non-technical usage, a tiny piece of anything. Either of two types of cells, erythrocytes and leukocytes, and sometimes including platelets. Non-technical usage, a tiny piece of anything. Physics and chemistry, the simplest structural unit of an element or compound. Non-technical usage, a tiny piece of anything. Non-technical usage, a tiny piece of anything. A very small spot. The plane was just a speck in the sky. A slight but appreciable amount. Produce specks in or on. Speck the cloth. A body having finite mass and internal structure but negligible dimensions. Informal terms for personal possessions. Overeat or eat immodestly, make a pig of oneself. She stuffed herself at the dinner. Fill with a stuffing while cooking. Have you stuffed the turkey yet? Senseless talk. Don't give me that stuff. Obstruct. My nose is all stuffed. The tangible substance that goes into the makeup of a physical object. Wheat is the stuff they use to make bread. Press or force. A critically important or characteristic component. Suspense is the very stuff of narrative. Cram into a cavity. The child stuffed candy into his pockets. Fill tightly with a material. Stuff a pillow with feathers. Information in some unspecified form. It was stuff I had heard before. Miscellaneous unspecified objects. The trunk was full of stuff. Treat with grease, fill, and prepare for mounting. Stuff a bearskin. Unspecified qualities required to do or be something. The stuff of heroes. Artifact made by weaving or felting or knitting or crocheting natural or synthetic fibers. She measured off enough material for a dress. Having substance or capable of being treated as fact, not imaginary. Having material or physical form or substance. The tangible substance that goes into the makeup of a physical object. Coal is a hard black material. A person judged suitable for admission or employment. He was university material. Concerned with or affecting physical is distinct from intellectual or psychological well-being. Material needs. Concerned with worldly rather than spiritual interests. Material possessions. Derived from or composed of matter. The material universe. Directly relevant to a matter, especially a law case. His support made a material difference. Information, data or ideas or observations, that can be used or reworked into a finished form. The archives provided rich material for a definitive biography. Things needed for doing or making something. Writing materials. the property of holding together and retaining its shape. Wool has more body than rayon. A resonating chamber in a musical instrument, as the body of a violin. Invest with or as with a body. Give body to. The entire physical structure of an organism, an animal, plant, or human being. He felt as if his whole body were on fire. The body excluding the head and neck and limbs. A natural object consisting of a dead animal or person. They found the body in the lake. A collection of particulars considered as a system. A body of law. A group of persons associated by some common tie or occupation and regarded as an entity. The whole body filed out of the auditorium. An individual three-dimensional object that has mass and that is distinguishable from other objects. Heavenly body. The central message of a communication. The body of the message was short. The external structure of a vehicle. The body of the car was badly rusted. The main mass of a thing. A word that is uninflected and serves a grammatical function but has little identifiable meaning. A word that is uninflected and serves a grammatical function but has little identifiable meaning. A microscopic particle of triglycerides produced in the intestines during digestion. In the bloodstream they release their fatty acids into the blood. The physical composition of something, especially with respect to the size and shape of the small constituents of a substance. Sand of a fine grain. Thoroughly work in. His hands were grained with dirt. Form into grains. Become granular. A weight unit used for pearls or diamonds, 50 milligrams or 1/4 carat. Dry seed-like fruit produced by the cereal grasses, e.g. wheat, barley, Indian corn. Foodstuff prepared from the starchy grains of cereal grasses. 1/60th dram equals an avoirdupois grain or 64.799 milligrams. 1/7000th pound equals a troy grain or 64.799 milligrams. A cereal grass. Wheat is a grain that is grown in Kansas. A relatively small granular particle of a substance. A grain of sand. Paint, a surface, to make it look like stone or wood. The direction, texture, or pattern of fibers found in wood or leather or stone or in a woven fabric. Saw the board across the grain. The side of leather from which the hair has been removed. The smallest possible unit of anything. There was a grain of truth in what he said. The wearing down of rock particles by friction due to water or wind or ice. A harsh and strident sound, as of the grinding of gears. Material resulting from the process of grinding. Vegetable grindings clogged the drain. A tiny particle of material that can be added to a product to indicate the source of manufacture. Very small. The fly-speck nation of Bahrain moved toward democracy. A tiny dark speck made by the excrement of a fly. A high-speed electron or positron emitted in the decay of a radioactive isotope. Any particle that obeys Bose-Einstein statistics but not the Pauli exclusion principle. All nuclei with an even mass number are bosons. A positively charged particle that is the nucleus of the helium atom, emitted from natural or radioactive isotopes. A particle that is electrically charged, positive or negative, an atom or molecule or group that has lost or gained one or more electrons. A hypothetical particle with a single magnetic pole instead of the usual two. An electrically charged particle built up from polymeric molecules or ions and occurring in certain colloidal electrolytic solutions like soaps and detergents. Microbiology. An infectious protein particle similar to a virus but lacking nucleic acid, thought to be the agent responsible for scrapie and other degenerative diseases of the nervous system. A tiny or scarcely detectable amount. A sparkling, glittering particle. A hypothetical particle that is the elementary particle in a theory of spacetime. An electrically charged particle, electron or ion, emitted by a substance at a high temperature. Microbiology. A hypothetical infectious particle thought to be the cause of scrapie and other degenerative diseases of the central nervous system, consists of nucleic acid in a protective coat of host cell proteins. Virology. A complete viral particle, nucleic acid and capsid, and a lipid envelope in some viruses. The nucleus of deuterium consists of one proton and one neutron, used as a bombarding particle in accelerators. Physics. A particle that is less complex than an atom, regarded as constituents of all matter.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.